Okay, so our topic is Human Environmental Impacts on Corpus Christi Coastal Regions by Narita Ramirez,
Kylie Huerta,
Jackie Reese, and Allison Borrego.
Okay, so what are some causes that explain higher rates of erosion in the beach environment? Well, there are natural causes and human causes. The natural causes can cause flooding by sea levels rising, tidal waves, and high winds. Some human causes are deforestation, transportation, process in the coastal area and in the sea. Deforestation speeds up erosion by a high rate by removing plant life and established root systems to hold soil in place. Global warming takes a big role for a high rate in ocean levels rising from the polar ice cap slowly melting over the duration of time. How can this impact people and their belongings? It becomes a problem when human activity speeds up erosion or when buildings and roads are close enough to the ocean and to be damaged. In these cases, beach erosion can cause flooding and can even make entire buildings collapse, resulting in the loss of homes, cars, and businesses. Climate change has the ability to affect our health, food supply, and the environment around us. Due to its effects, humans will experience more severe weather events, poor air quality, and an increase in waterborne and insect-transmitted diseases. In addition, the ocean will also experience detrimental effects such as ocean acidification. Economic impacts can include loss of productivity of land, infrastructure, and property. Harbor and coastal erosion may adversely affect people's incomes due to a loss of rural productive land. Erosion on or nearby a property can result in a reduction in the value or price of the property. Ways to prevent erosion would be human construction, but human engineering cannot always protect against abnormal conditions. Humans construct such things as seawalls, breakwaters, and groins to slow coastal erosion, but sometimes other problems are caused by these engineering feats. And this is just a picture representing the Corpus Christi coastal region line. Corpus Christi's vulnerability to climate change. What is climate change? Climate change is the change in global or regional climate patterns. And what causes climate change? Human activities such as the burning of fossil fuels as well as clearing off land or agriculture and industry have caused climate change to occur over time.
What are greenhouse gases? A greenhouse gas is a gaseous compound in the atmosphere that is capable of absorbing infrared radiation, thereby trapping and holding heat in the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide are the biggest sources of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases are often described as the blanket that keeps our planet warm. Without them, our planet would freeze. Greenhouse gases sourced from humans. Human activity also changes the planet's temperature in other ways. For example, vapor trails from planes, soot from fires, and tropospheric ozone created indirectly by local pollution all tend to increase warming. Humans emit carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide accounts for 82% of all greenhouse gas emissions from human activities in the United States. Livestock is the biggest source of methane. Methane absorbs 30 times more heat than carbon dioxide. Hence, the largest source of nitrous oxide is agriculture. Large amounts of methane are emitted to the atmosphere through volcanoes, which are connected with deep geological faults and as the main constituent of biogas formed naturally by anaerobic digestion. Here is a diagram of the greenhouse gas effect.
Consequences of climate change. On average, Earth will become warmer. Some regions may welcome warmer temperatures, but others may not. Warmer conditions will probably lead to more evaporation and precipitation overall, but individual regions will vary, some becoming wetter and others drier. A stronger greenhouse effect will warm the oceans and partially melt glaciers and other ice, increasing sea level. Ocean water also will expand if it warms, contributing further to sea level rise. Although some crops and other plants may respond favorably to the increased CO2 in the atmosphere, growing vigorously and using water more efficiently, it will result in the destruction of the makeup of natural plant communities overall. Graph of climate change and sea level rising. In 2017, global sea level was 3 inches above the 1993 average, which is the highest annual average in the satellite record. Scientists have confirmed that global mean sea level will rise at least 8 inches, but no more than 6.6 feet by 2100. Why does sea level matter? In the United States, almost 40% of the population lives in relatively high population density coastal areas, where sea level plays a role in flooding, shoreline erosion, and hazards from storms. In urban settings along coastlines around the world, rising seas threaten infrastructure necessary for local jobs and regional industries. Roads, bridges, subways, water supplies, oil and gas wells, power plants, sewage treatment plants, and landfills are all at risk from sea level rise. Impacts climate change has on Corpus Christi. Dunes provide a protective barrier to the destructive forces of wind and waves. They are essentially the first line of defense against coastal storms and beach erosion, absorbing the impact of storm surge and high waves, as well as preventing and delaying the flooding of inland areas and damage to inland structures. Sea level rise in Corpus Christi will lead to the increase of flooding and more severe and frequent natural hazards, resulting in the loss of these dunes. Here is a YouTube link on how sea level rising can displace millions of Americans by 2100.
Risk of severe weather events. How does climate change impact the chance of a severe weather event? Climate change has caused an increase in temperatures, which has also led to an increasing number of intense rainfall events. With this increase in heat energy, there is more of a drought in dry regions, leading to wildfires, etc. Hurricanes are also expected to become more intense due to the fact that oceanic heat energy is their fuel and temperatures are rising. How would these impact Corpus Christi and the people living here? An increase in hurricane intensity would mean more destruction of the city when hurricanes occur, having the people evacuate more often and causing more destruction, which would also lead to more money being spent by the city on repairing buildings affected by hurricanes and more money being spent by the citizens of Corpus repairing their homes or anything of theirs affected by hurricanes. Can we stop or fix climate change? Since the start of the 20th century, the average global sea level has been rising. This acceleration is due mostly to human-caused global warming, which is driving thermal expansion of seawater and the melting of land-based ice sheets and glaciers. We have already contributed many greenhouse gases to change the climate in the next couple of decades, but if we can continue to reduce our emissions, it will prevent future impacts from being as severe and worsening. Moving forward, we can take actions to reduce the impact climate change has on our planet by the use of mitigation and adaptation. The construction of seawalls to reduce the damage of sea level rising, reforestation, carpooling, the use of alternate energy, and using scarce water resources more efficiently. These are our references, and thank you.